There is a man, a Puerto Rican man who sings almost entirely in Spanish, a man who has been told repeatedly by industry experts and gatekeepers that he would never truly dominate global music, a man whose fashion alone breaks the internet every 6 months. And right now, quietly, almost suspiciously quietly, that man is sitting just 3 songs away from breaking one of the most insane records in Spotify history. His name? Bad Bunny. And something is brewing. Shh. Turn the volume up, but keep it low. This is Rap Deepest Secrets, the one place the labels can't control, exposing the codes, the cover-ups, the real cost of fame. Help us to monetization by subscribing. Now, back to the video. Here's what's actually happening, and pay close attention because the numbers here are not normal. Bad Bunny currently has 29 songs with over 1 billion streams on Spotify. 29 songs. That is not a typo. That is not an exaggeration. That is a man who has convinced over 1 billion different human ears on 29 separate occasions to press play and not stop. Now, the current record for the most songs by a single artist to cross the 1 billion stream mark on Spotify, it sits at 31 songs. That's the number he's chasing. That's the mountain he's climbing. And he is 3 steps away from the summit. 3 songs. That's it. That is the only thing standing between Bad Bunny and a record that would cement him officially and statistically as one of the most streamed artists in the entire history of recorded music on the world's largest music platform. Let that sink in. But here's where it gets interesting. Here's where it gets a little strange. Because if you stop and actually think about this, something doesn't quite add up. Bad Bunny has been dominant for years. Years. His albums, YHLQMDLG, El Último Tour Del Mundo, and Un Verano Sin Ti didn't just chart. They didn't just trend on Twitter for a week. They broke the entire concept of what a Latin artist could do on a global stage. Un Verano Sin Ti became the first Spanish-language album ever nominated for Album of the Year at the Grammys. The first ever in Grammy history. So why exactly is he only now getting close to this record? Why is a man who has been running laps around the industry for half a decade only 3 songs away? Not 10, not already past it, but 3 away. That's the part nobody is asking. That's the question that should be making people uncomfortable. Because the answer isn't flattering for the music industry. The answer is that Spotify's algorithm, the global music infrastructure, and the way streaming numbers are tracked and celebrated, all of it was built around a very specific kind of artist. And that artist didn't grow up speaking Spanish. Bad Bunny has been breaking records in a system that wasn't built for him to win, and he's still 3 away from owning it entirely. Now, here's where the story takes a turn that honestly feels too cinematic to be real. Bad Bunny's birthday is March 10th. He turns 31 years old on March 10th, and he needs 3 more songs to hit 31 billion stream tracks, the same number as his age. That's either the most beautiful coincidence in music history, or it's a sign that the universe has already written the ending to this story, and everyone is just waiting to catch up to it. The real question isn't whether he'll break the record. The real question is whether he'll break it before his birthday, whether this chapter closes with the kind of narrative symmetry that makes you genuinely believe something larger is at work. 3 songs, 31 years old, March 10th. And look, if this is the kind of deep dive, no filler, actually interesting music content that has you locked in right now, then you already know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that button, because this is just one story. There are hundreds more where this came from, and this channel is the place that catches them before they become obvious. Don't be the person who finds out about the record after it's already been broken. Subscribe now and be in the room when history happens. Here's the part of this conversation that most people are skipping over, and it might be the most important part. Bad Bunny hasn't released a full album in over a year. He's been quiet. intentionally quiet, the kind of quiet that artists go before they come back and change everything. Which means those 3 songs he needs, they might not come from old catalog streams slowly creeping up. They might come from something new, something unreleased, something that drops and immediately, almost overnight, crosses 1 billion streams, because that is just the kind of artist he has become. And if that happens, if he releases new music, breaks the record, and does it all before March 10th, his 31st birthday, then what the world will have witnessed is not just a Spotify milestone. What the world will have witnessed is a full-circle, screenplay-level moment from an artist who has spent his entire career defying every limitation placed on him. A reggaeton artist from Puerto Rico singing in Spanish, becoming the most billion-streamed artist in Spotify history. Not despite the language barrier, not despite the genre bias, not despite the industry's hesitation, but because of who he is, where he's from, and the fact that he's simply never stopped. 3 songs, 1 record, 1 birthday, 1 artist who was never supposed to be here. And yet, here he is. The countdown has already started. The only question is whether the world is paying attention. So, do you think he breaks the record before March 10th? Drop it in the comments right now. The debate is open. And if nobody has told you yet, subscribe to this channel. This is where the stories that matter in music get told before they're everywhere else. The algorithm isn't going to bring you back here on its own. You have to choose to stay. So, stay. Bad Bunny didn't wait for permission. Neither should you.